President Trump, in his 1 year anniversary, he's talking to this Minnesota people. They should be glad because Tim Walz, Mayor Frey, and Attorney General Ellison, they all were subpoenaed, and there are 10,000 reasons for them to be subpoenaed. I don't know if the Minnesota people love or like President Trump, but they should listen to this.
Makers, but they're paid agitators and insurrectionists. Nobody talks about the fact that $19 billion at a minimum is missing in Minnesota, given to a large degree by Somalians. They've taken it. Somalians, can you imagine? And they don't do it. A lot of very low IQ people, they don't do it. Other people work it out, and they get them money, and they go out and buy Mercedes.
He is just teeing up.
Money. They never had money. They never had a life. They never had a government. They never had a country, because there's basically no country. Somalia is not even a country. They don't have anything that resembles a country. And if it is a country, it's considered just about the worst in the world. They come here and they become rich and they don't have a job.
Everyone should know by now that you don't need a job to be rich in Minnesota.
I was told that Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million. She never had a job. She's a crooked congressman. So here is another one. And I have, oh, by the way, we just took out.
Those are pictures of undocumented immigrants who were arrested in January of this year, in Minnesota by ICE. So ICE is doing what the local police should be doing in that state.
That's what, these are all what ICE is doing. And it's a dangerous job. These are rough people. Weapons. This one here is very bad. I'm going through this because I think we have plenty of time. I'm going to beautiful place in Switzerland, where we'll be, I'm sure I'm very happily awaited for.
He knows it will be the total opposite in Switzerland, when they're not going to be happily waiting for him.
In Switzerland, they don't know about this. They don't have this problem. They have other problems, but they don't have this problem. Look, killed somebody. Look, and these are rough people. These are not, this was all allowed into our country through open borders. The dumbest policies, you know, men and women's sports is dumb. But to me, having an open border for the world to come in, drug dealers.
The drug dealers, they are not coming in to do jobs that Americans don't want to do, as what this guy's saying in this clip right here.
We need people to pick the lettuce.
Why would an immigrant do that when you could just go to Minnesota and drive a Mercedes without even having a job?
Prisoners. Venezuela, as an example, opened their prisons into the United States. That's why one of the reasons I felt so strongly against Venezuela. Now I'm loving Venezuela. They've been working with us so well. It's been so nice. And an unbelievably nice woman also did a very incredible thing, as you know, a few days ago. We're talking to her, and maybe we can get her.
So there the president said it. Part of his reason to take out Maduro was because it emptied his jails and sent all his crazy people and bad guys here. So that was part of the reason why he took him out. Not only because he had the 50 million bounty on his head.
We're involved in some way. I'd love to be able to do that. Maria, maybe we can do that. But we're dealing with the people and the president and all of the people in Venezuela, and we've been doing great. The oil companies are getting ready to make massive investments there. They have more oil than even Saudi Arabia. There you go. These are real These are rough water. This is all Minnesota, every one of
All those ICE arrests were made in Minnesota.
them. This is one state out of many. And these people are, let's see, yeah, these are all so far people that came from outside of the country. They were allowed in by Sleepy Joe Biden, Crooked Joe Biden, whichever you like. You can call him whatever you like. They're both right. He's sleepy and he's crooked. He was the worst president we've ever had. And we've had some bad ones too. I can tell you, all you have to do is look at
Wide open border policy. Do you remember when Miss Kamala Harris went to, I think, Costa Rica and told them, don't come, don't come. But they did come.
trade. You're not getting bored with this, right? I hope you don't. But these are people that you have to see. Strong arm rape, aggravated assault with a weapon, and many other crimes. Gang member, known as one of the toughest people around. These are tough people.
The local police and the mayor in Minnesota give no help to ICE in trying to catch these guys. And if they come to the city, they tell them, get the F out, as the mayor did.
So this is what the people are trying to protect, because all ICE wants to do is get them out of our country, bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions from where they came. That's all they want to do. They're patriots, and they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight. I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible.
Don Lemon, he's a joke.
I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice. He was just accosted. What they did in that church was horrible yesterday. Look at it. 24 convictions. 24 times convicted. They're not charges. These are convictions. So he comes from outside the country. Do you think he's going to be good here? He's convicted 24 times. He's going to be good here, right? It doesn't work that way.
He just came to America to do the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
He's a man murderer. It's one of many. One of many. All they want to do is get him out. They want to take him out of our country. And we're met with paid agitators and insurrectionists, troublemakers. They're paid. You know, when the woman was shot, and I felt terribly about that. And I understand both sides of it. But when she was shot,
she was shielding, allegedly, the ICE agent from arresting bad guys. Did she give up her life for any of these guys?
There was another woman that was screaming shame, 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 right? You saw it so loud. Like a professional opera singer. She was so loud and so professional. She wasn't a woman that was hurt, like, oh, my heart's injured. She was a professional. Shame, shame. She's screaming, shame, shame. I said, that's not a normal person. That's a professional. These are professional agitators.
Let's hear some more.
And professional people that want to see our country do badly. But that's not happening because we have the hottest country anywhere in the world, despite this stuff. Look at this. All top of the line criminals. They're not going to be good. They're not going to be well behaved here. I could do thousands.
Thousands. Oh my God.
We had over 3,000 in the last fairly short while. Just in Minnesota. What's the number, Carol?
10,000.
10,000.
10,000 criminals arrested in Minnesota alone.
10,000 criminals. And these are serious criminals. Now, how can a place with 10,000 criminals, how can you have a state? And yet they're fighting us. Yeah, I like that guy. He keeps nodding to me. You agree with me, I guess. I like him. I don't know who he is, but I like him. He keeps nodding. He says, you're right.
Imagine 10,000 criminals allegedly arrested in Minnesota alone, just I think in January, and not one of those criminals were arrested by any state police. No wonder the mayor of Minneapolis said his city is safe. His city is safe is not because his police is doing good police work. It's because the federal government is arresting the bad guys. 10,000. That's 10,000 reasons why the mayor of Minneapolis, Mayor Frey, the governor Walz, and the attorney general Ellison should be subpoenaed. Now they are subpoenaed. No reason why they have 10,000 reasons to subpoena them. Because they're not doing their jobs. They're sleeping on their jobs. Then they told you, especially the mayor, that ICE is just picking up random brown and black people and push them in unmarked cars, and then they're missing. They are gone. No one knows or no one see them again. Imagine that the police, the federal government doesn't, the FBI doesn't know when someone is arrested and are wanted. If they can go into Venezuela and take out Maduro in his penthouse and knows that he has a steel cage in there, and the people who went to get him, the special forces, they bring blowtorch just in case he ran into the steel cage. They would cut it out and get him out. And the federal agents, CIA, can know that Iran has nuclear bomb under the ground and know where they are and drop bombs on it. But they can't know where allegedly criminals that are in the United States, they can't pinpoint where they are. So the feds or ICE agents are not randomly picking up black and brown people and push them in Nazi Jeep and they're vanished. They know who they're going for